Sharon Hanley from Hanley Consulting and Managing Director. We formed in 2009. We're currently based in Tring in Hertfordshire, and we've been working in primary care for the past 20 odd years.
My name is Max Gatlin. I'm Sharon's son. I joined the business in 2020. 3 months into the COVID pandemic, there was a rush to deploy digital booking platforms for people to get their vaccines, and I joined to help and support with the deployment of those technologies. And eventually we grew that, and those projects snowballed into supporting with cloud telephony, online consultation tools, and all kind of digital tools which are in primary care at the moment.
Hanley Consulting is very much involved in all levels of the spread across the NHS, looking at how we can help them use their tech to better manage and be more resourceful as well, and sort of saving time. We very much believe that the benefit to all of this tech is at scale. So when NHS England brought in primary care networks, the whole ethos around that is to work at scale, reduce cost, improve impact. And so we very much run along those lines.
I mean, our strapline is improving healthcare through technology. So the mission of the company is to enable these healthcare organisations to deliver better care through more efficient use of their tools. If we can leverage technology and free up their time, they can spend more time, delivering care direct to patients.
So I'm Paul. I work for Hanley Consulting and I head up the operations. So we use Zoho Projects internally. We use it to track the different tasks relating to the projects we're working with for our different clients. It's one of the main tools we use on Zoho One. We found it really improves the way that we can operate as a business. Previously, it was a little bit scattergun. Not everyone knew exactly what they were doing at all the times, whereas now, because you can tag users within a certain task, everyone knows what everyone's doing in a really good way, so that people get left alone, everyone knows what's going on in the business, and you're able to make sure that everything's delivered on time and that nothing's missed. The idea is that everyone in the company always has projects open at some point to know exactly what they're doing during the day. So me personally, I basically have it open on a screen my entire day and track the different tasks that need to be done. Using Zoho One, I built an onboarding form for some of our clients, and that auto-populates all the information into the Zoho CRM. It also automatically creates a new project in our Zoho Projects, which will be named after the client, and it will create a task list and automatically assign those to all of our different team members, so everyone knows what they're doing and it's straight into their projects. So some of the projects we're working on at the moment, just within one project, we'll have several hundred tasks which need to be completed, and the fact that we can track those on a live dashboard makes it a lot easier to know exactly where we are with the project. The Zoho dashboard actually tells you what percentage you are through the project by tracking the different task completion, which makes life a lot easier just to see a snapshot of where the business is. When we create a task, we always put a deadline on it so that people know exactly when that needs to be completed by, and you can filter by the date, so you can have the ones that need to be completed sooner at the top of your list and make sure that nothing gets missed. What we're looking to do is have each member of staff activate the timer on each task when they start it, so that we can track exactly how long these tasks are taking, not just for internal reporting process, but also so that we can actually use the function on Zoho to build that straight into the invoicing, so we can let clients know exactly how long each task took and how much resource it took to get completed. So what we also have is the ability to put descriptions, so to go into a lot more detail. You can add documents into it, and there's also the abilities for anyone to put a note on there so that you can communicate completely through tasks without having to bother someone if they're in the middle of something else.
When Hanley Consulting released a new product, we found a need to be a little bit more agile with how we're approaching our tasks. That's where we felt a need for Zoho Sprints. So we use Zoho Sprints for any new releases for our product. What we found so beneficial with Zoho Sprints is that you've obviously got the backlog. So we use that where we enter any tasks that need to be completed, or even any ideas that we might have for our product. We then use our weekly meetings to discuss that backlog of tasks, and that's then where we schedule them into an upcoming sprint for Paul to then take care of those sprint items. I initially set up Zoho Sprints and then handed it over to Paul, who actively uses it on a daily basis now. As a team, we are all using Zoho Sprints a lot. That's where we will enter any tasks into the backlog. And then we also just discuss those in our weekly Scrum meetings as well. Then once they're pulled and scheduled into sprints, that's where Paul comes in and takes over.
Yeah, so I found that Sprints has made it a lot easier to prioritize the different changes to the product. It's a lot easier to track the progress of the changes, know which ones have to be done in a certain date. And we've also found we've set timers, so it will be a 10-day sprint. All of these within a certain sprint need to be completed by then, and we have meetings weekly to track the progress, but also to decide what's going into what sprint, so we know as a group which changes are being made. I think the biggest benefit has been the ability to track the changes, really being able to see what needs to be prioritized. Because before, if you were using an Excel document or something like that, everything's there. It's hard to see what needs to be done on what date. Whereas now, everything's got a date on it. It's logged to a certain user, and you know what you need to change when.
Yeah, and I think what's really good as well is that, particularly with a product where you've got sort of multiple releases and updates, through sprints, you're able to export that information out. So we're able to constantly track when particular updates might have been made. So if they were made 12 months ago and we've forgotten what date that was actually completed, we're able to track back now and find that information quite easily. So you can set up bugs which need fixing, which most of the time would be priority for Paul to fix. And then everything else is backlog items, which tends to be feedback on the product and more things that are nice to have than something that might be breaking the product.
So we've all got the dashboard, and Sprints links into projects as well. So it will create a task in projects for you, and you can use the project bot on Zoho One to actually get a notification when any changes are made to that task, and that links directly in with Sprints. So if I change something in Sprints, anyone that's tagged in that particular item in Sprints will also get a notification that's been completed. I mean, the fact that it's all live information makes life a lot easier. We don't have to keep asking each other questions.
Importantly, you're not getting nagged by everyone saying, when's this going to be done? You can actually see, when it's going to be.
Yeah, that's made a big difference to my life.